Hey, welcome back, viewers. So in front of me here, I've got something that might be of interest to you if you're a Kyosho Ultima fan. So this is a vintage Hyperdrive belt conversion system for the Ultima. One decal that I've got remaining from when I bought this. They sold these kits for Ultimas, and I think they had some for the RC10s and probably other various cars. I think Hyperdrive made 1/10 scale and 1/12 scale on-road cars, but I was never really into the on-road stuff, so I'm not really sure on that, but I'm pretty sure that they did. I haven't seen any of these systems really anywhere on eBay or anything, so I think that these are pretty rare. When I started to restore my Ultima a few years ago, I actually had this on there and was running it and ended up stripping out one of these belts. I don't know if you can see it here, but the little teeth that are on there, pretty stripped out. But I have 3 more belts. It came with a bunch of, basically the system came with these 2 counter gears and 4 belts, various sizes, to kind of go along with these pinions here that it came with. And it came with 6 of these pinions. So it gave you a lot of options for gearing on this. The downside to this system is it really is not practical unless you're going to run these cars on carpet or on the road, because the way this system is set up, if you're going to run it on off-road, you're going to get a lot of dirt between the belt and the counter gear and the pinion. So it's just not really a good system for that, which is probably why they didn't sell a lot of these, honestly, because you know, these cars were really meant to be driven off-road, not on-road. You can't run the gear cover with this system because you've got to take the counter gear shaft off, because if you don't, it ends up hitting the belt. And so you have to run this without the gear cover on there. To change over to the system, you basically had to take the C-clip off of the side of the shaft there, the drive shaft, the upper drive shaft in the transmission. Pop this pin out, and then take your counter gear off here, and just swap out this counter gear with this belt drive counter gear, and throw your pinion on there. And then, of course, like I said, you had to take the shaft off, or these belts would rub against it. So I think what I'm going to do in this video here is, other than just showing you the system, is maybe I'm going to try to throw this on my Ultima and run it up and down the road just a little bit, just to show you guys how it operates. So before I take it up and down the road, I'll go ahead and fire up the Ultima here, and we'll see if we can, maybe on camera, just see if there's any difference in the sound that it makes. Because I definitely, as a kid, remember this sounding really quiet when I installed this belt drive. So here it is without the belt drive in it. Sounds pretty smooth. So, all right, let's go ahead and get it swapped out. Gear cover off. It's going to be a little difficult with the stabilizer bar on here, but all right, so with these Turbo Ultimas, you have to loosen up the upper pinion, or the final pinion in the gearbox. Take out the C-clip. Alright, so I got that C-clip off there. It came off there fairly easy. So with that off, I should be able to slightly slide this shaft out. I have to loosen up this final pinion a little bit. Now it's spinning on there, but all right. Pull the pin out. Take our counter gear off. Being stubborn. There we go. All right. This is all right, that's in there. So we'll go ahead and tighten up the final pinion. I'll probably just leave that C-clip off right now, because once you tighten the final pinions up on these, they don't really, that shaft really can't go anywhere. Just make sure it's in that groove. Put my piece of tape over there. I have the gearbox cover that goes on there, but they seem like they always fall out, so I don't want to lose it, so I'm just running electrical tape on the top of that to keep dirt out of there. So I'll go ahead and get the pinion off of this. Throw this one on. So they've got the end of this pinion kind of tapered, and then the counter gear is tapered this way, and that keeps that belt from slipping off. Go ahead and get the counter gear shaft off of there. Alright, we got that shaft off, so we can go ahead and get the belt put on here and tighten that pinion down. That's one thing with the system is this, the pinion gear on these. You got to get the tension. You got to get that set just right, or you're not going to have enough tension on this belt, and it'll slip and instantly strip these belts out. So that probably was another design flaw in this whole system. Go ahead and put just a little bit of tension on that. And that pinion gear is sitting out just a little bit more than I want it to, so I'm going to go ahead and loosen that up and slide that in just a little bit. Alright, so as you can see, as soon as I spun the motor there, that belt came over towards that taper. So it's sitting on there perfect, and it seems to have the right tension. So I'll go ahead and get the wheels put on and take it for a spin. So that's the system installed. Pretty simple system. Like I said, the biggest flaw is probably if you don't get the tension right, you're going to instantly strip out that belt. And then if you get any dirt or anything in there, that's probably going to strip that belt out too. So probably just a system, you know, back in the day you would want to run this indoors. So let's go ahead and I'll turn it on. And to me that sounds a little tight. But it definitely sounds smoother than the gear system. And I'm also running, I have no idea what gear ratio that is, but it seems to be like it's pretty fast. It's ballooning those tires out pretty good. And I'm running a 19-turn motor in this, so it ought to be pretty quick out there on the road. So we'll go ahead and take it out on a pavement. I don't have anybody here to help me film. Everybody's gone, so I'll just leave the camera on the pavement here, and hopefully the camera will pick it up. Definitely quiet. That's what I remember about it. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but the sound of it is a lot different. It's you don't hardly hear the gearing at all. It's very smooth. And this the gearing on this, the ratio is pretty high. This thing's moving out pretty quick. So hopefully the camera's picking that up. It is super quiet. Well, I think that's going to about wrap this video up. If you had one of these systems back in the heyday of RC, please leave some comments below. Let me know what your thoughts were on it. But anyway, I appreciate you guys watching, and please hit the like button and subscribe.